Hello everyone, it's Claire here with my latest album that I've just finished, or Travelogue I should say. Quite a hefty tome really. It's made from the Tropical Travelogue papers, which are the Graphic 45 papers, their latest release. Absolutely gorgeous colours and really saturated in colour. Absolutely fantastic to work with. I've had great fun making this, and so let me take you through what I've done. It's an upright album. I wanted it to look like a log rather than a photo album. It's bound using the Tim Holtz binder ring and chipboard. It's just got a square spine and a plain back. I haven't put anything on the back at all, but I did emboss the spine and was really pleased with how that came out, because the embossing folders are quite narrow, and so I had to do it in 3 stages, but I don't think you can really tell. I know it's very plain, but I didn't want to detract from the detail that I was putting on the front. So let me tell you what I did. Put down a sheet of paper first and cut a map out. The map was cut out of the 8x8 papers, but most of the paper in this album was 12x12, or from the 12x12 collection. So I scrumpled the map up, cut it out, scrumpled it up to get some really good crease lines in it. Then I inked the crease lines to give it an aged look, ripped the edges and distressed them, and then stuck it down, but I didn't stick it flat, it is raised. And then I wanted to make some ivy that was, or creepers, that were sort of creeping across the front of the book. So what I did with those was raise them up on wire that I'd covered with gutta percha, and that's a flower arranging sticky tape that if you twist it sticks to itself. So all of the wires are covered in gutta percha. I think they were 28 gauge wires, and then I've stuck them to the back of the leaves, and starting with the bottom one, sort of wove my way backwards. I wanted them to look as if they were coming through this doorknob. This is one of the Graphic 45 doorknobs, and they do. Everything goes through the keyhole, which is just under here. I don't know if you can see, I think I've stuck it down. Then I cut some flowers out and put some glossy accents on part of them, just to shine them up a little, and then I dotted those around through the ivy. Put a little tag in here from the collection, and then cut out this Tropical Travelogue wording and just highlighted that in glossy accents as well. The leaves are also highlighted, the veins of the leaves are also highlighted, I don't know if you can see that, just to give them some more dimension, and then all stuck down. So that was the cover, and it's how I thought I wanted it to look, and actually it came out how I wanted it to look, so I was really pleased with that. So let me take you through what's inside. So you can see the binder ring here, that's attached. There is a tutorial on my channel that takes you through how to make a cover like this using the binder ring, and I've just adapted the dimensions to fit a tall album rather than a longer album. So on the inside cover I've just covered it with ivy paper and used 2 of the large cards with the birds on and the flowers as a pocket, and then I just put a photo mat in. This is Ollie and his girlfriend Becky. It's not a very tropical picture, I know, but it was taken in December, mid-December, down in Cornwall when we went to have Christmas with my sister. So I thought I'd feature them both in this album, seeing as Harry's had his fair share of features lately. So quite a plain photo mat, 6.5 by 4.5, and then I've used my corner slot punch just to put the holes to slot a 6x4 picture in, and I've used that all the way through the album. And then on the back I've just done a little bit of fussy cutting and cut out one of the flowers so that the tag's not completely black. So that just slots in behind there. The next page, I've covered it in paper, yellow, and then cut some of the bandings out from the paper. Lots to work with in this collection, lots going on each of the pages that you can cut out and move about. I cut out one of the tags and I've stuck it onto a raised pocket. That's just been made by concertinaing 2 1/4-inch folds, and that gives you a bit more depth to put things behind, and they're just stuck down with tape. And then I've used one of the on the edge dies there just to give some shape to the top of that pocket. Inside I've cut out the passport from the paper and just made a little book with it, quite plain, and then there's a tag for journaling. This paper was Paper Mania's craft paper, I think. It comes with squares and lines, and there's a couple of plain sheets in it. That was a 12 by 12 collection, and then there's just room for a photograph on the back of that one. Underneath I've used the hanging sign die from Alterations and just cut the Tropical Travelogue wording out, raise that up on the sign on some foam tape, and then I've used a couple of eyelets, 4 eyelets, and then just attached it with some twine just to give some dimension again to the page. Throughout the book we have a real problem in England or in the UK getting very large eyelets. I really like them, but to order them from the US does make them quite pricey, so quite often I use eyelets and I just cut them out to correspond or complement the pages. This time I've cut them all out of black cardstock, I don't know if you can see, and then I've put glossy accents over the top. It dried really quickly and I really like the effect, so I might do that again, but it also gives some extra strength to the holes. So, next page, quite bright. There is, I'm not sure what the die is, let me find that one and then I can let you know what that is. Styled labels it is, Alterations. So I've cut one of those out in the black and then just put a little band across the front of it and one of the tags from the collection on the top there. And then just made a flat pocket, there's no depth to it, and just put one of the labels from the paper and also one of the sayings or words from, I bought the ABC sheet of letters, different size letters that go with the collection, and that's one of the words off there. So just a plain little tag and a photo mat, just with some space for journaling on the back. I'll cut one of the stamps out from the paper there, and then used the styled label cut out again and then just put tropical on there using the letters from the letter sheet that came with the collection, and that just fits under there like that. Stick those back in. I don't stick them back in as I'm going along, I forget where they are. This page, I've cut it slightly smaller than the standard size pages I've put in the book. All the pages are 9.5 inches by 6.5, and this one is an inch smaller. And I've built it up by putting a flap over the top of the page and used some graphic 45 ribbon at the top. Just backed one of the cards from the paper with black cardstock, and then just used one of the Stampin' Up tabs down there. There is a magnet in there to hold that shut, and I wanted to show you the magnets. These are the ones that I use, A's and B's, and they're by Paper Mania. Again, I order them on the net from UK stores, but I think you can probably get them all over the place. So under the magnet, let me just move it down so you can see the top of the tag. Top of the tag here, let's just go in there, I'm a bit wonky. Just a flat pocket that I've put over the backing paper, and then I've just put a tag in there, journaling spot, and then down here I've put a belly band, a black buckle. I put some lime stickles on there just to give it a bit of sparkle, and then there's a tag inside. I've cut some flowers out, fussy cutted the flowers out of the paper and just stuck them on for some dimension. Room for a photograph on the back. The mask I've used for this one is a small postage stamp, I think it's called, this is it, from, I just want to get it so it's not too shiny, Crafter's Workshop. I love masks, I love finding different things, having a poke about, and I found that one at our massive craft show back in November, and as I knew I was going to make this book, I thought it would be ideal really. So masked on the tag here, and then there's room for a photo on the back. This is a slotted corner punch from our local hobbycraft store, but Fiskars do one that is called the slotted corner punch, I think. Again, readily available on the net. So that tag just fits inside there. I've put a semicircle down here to stop, and raised it up on some foam tape just to stop the tags falling out, and then it all closes up like that. Flipping over, beautiful birds here. I've used one of the cards, backed it with black cardstock just to form a pocket, and then just attached it down two sides so that I could slot tags behind it. So there's one just cut straight from the paper, and another smaller one which I've just left quite plain. And then this one I've put a spot for journaling, and then fussy cut out some flowers on ivy leaves, and then just stuck those over to really bling up the tag. I got cross with the little tiny centre bit that the flower has, so I cut that off and put my own Stickles version on, just to give the tag a bit of sparkle. And then there's room for journaling on the back. Again, those letters came from the letter sheet that comes with the collection, and that says Fauna. So let's just pop those back in. This page goes blue. The colours are so vibrant, I found it really hard to work out what I wanted to follow on from what. There's just so much to choose from. Anyway, blue this one was. So I cut the lady out from the paper with her parasol and stuck her on a belly band to hold two tags. The first one, again, I've used that mask, cut out the beach phrase from the paper and the leaves that went with it, and then just put some ivy leaves on the back of that one. And then this one, I've cut it longer than the standard photo mat size, so it's cut at 7 inches, and then the extra inch at the top I drew round my roll of tape just to get that arched top, and then just cut the sides off. Did the same with the cream paper, and then just mounted that on the black. And again, I've cut some of the leaves and flowers out and just stuck them on over the journaling spot, and then just cut one of the pictures out from the paper and put that on the back. So I really like that tag. And then there's another one in the side here that just pulls out. Just kept that one quite plain. All these tab tops are from the Stampin' Up large tab punch, which I use all the time. I really like it. And then that one's just plain, ready for a photo on the back. And that slides under here. Just put that in there. One down there. One down there. Sorry if I'm talking to myself. Okay, I've used the cards again on here, put some green paper down. I made a pocket actually on the page, so backed it with the florally paper and then cut a smaller piece of black card and then mounted some green paper on that, and then over the top of that I've just offset 2 of the cards from the paper, mounted them on black cardstock, and then used one of the words from the ABC or alphabet sheet that comes with the collection. Those are from it as well. That says Flora. And then the tags behind, quite a plain one, again with a few flowers at the bottom and a few leaves on the back. And the photo mat has just got a few leaves, and I just did their sort of twirly bits with some green stickles. Freehand, so it's not brilliant. And then I just put one of the postage stamps up the top here, just for a bit of extra on the page. Each of the pages has got a tab on it, and the tabs go down as we flick through the book. So this one here I've cut a lot smaller, it's 6 by 6. Backed it with blue paper and then made a pocket out of the paper with the fish on. This is one of the tags from the collection and one of the words from the alphabet sheet. I used some of the borders from, I think that was the map page, and built that up. And then in here I've made a little book which is embossed, and then inside I've just stuck the cards together as if it's a little drawing book. I like how that came out. So that just sits in there. And then flipping over, I've made a pocket out of one of the embellishments from the paper, and then just a little journaling notebook really. Put the fish on the cover, one of the words, a bit of the black and browny paper, on some cardstock, and then just room for journaling inside. And that's quite plain on the back, and that just sits behind there. And then there's a small tag here just attached with a blue paper clip. This next page got quite busy as I was building it up. So over the base paper I've cut some various bits and pieces. So a bit of a strip here, cut the beach sign out with its flowers, and also made a pocket here. And in the pocket there's a tag with one of the cards on, and just room for journaling on the back. That's actually, I suppose, like it's an envelope, but I did fold the top over. Yeah, I made an envelope, but just cut a long piece of card or cardstock and then just folded it over, and then just cut the corners off. So that one sits in there like that. Oh, perhaps I ought to take them out actually. And then behind it, I've cut some of the leaves out of the paper and just stuck them up there. Attached a couple of tags at the top with a ribbon and just punched through the page. And then made this tag with one of the labels, a journaling spot at the bottom. I did some fussy cutting. I threaded the back through the label on this side, just at an angle. So I just made 2 cuts, threaded this through, and then put another label on the back and decorated it. So I really like that one. don't know where that idea came from, out of my head. Turning over, another blue page. There's a magnet in this one. So under the magnet we've got a little belly band up here and a tiny tag just with a leaf on and a journaling spot. And a tag down here. Again, I've threaded that little band through the paper just by cutting the paper here and threading it behind. So that just holds a tag, and again I've put a stopper at the bottom to stop it falling off or out. And then there's a photo mat in there that I've left quite plain. But again, that can move. And the magnet is under this tab, which is from the Tiny Tabs and Tags cutter, the alterations cutter, and the other bit is just under here, stuck to the inside of this pocket that again is made from the cards on the paper. Then I made a little envelope with the is it zebra skin? It's not tiger skin paper. I really like this one. Cut one of the tags out, put some string on, and just made a little tag here to hold the top of the envelope shut. I haven't put anything inside it, but I have backed it with the green paper. I think that's my favourite, green. Or this one, I'm not sure actually. Oops. Kept the back of that quite plain, just used one of the pictures from the paper, and then this was a frame that came in the tag collection, so I've just put that over the top of the tropical lady there. This page here I've made a picture from one of the pockets, and then I've cut the border out of one of the sheets and stuck the picture just underneath it just to make a pocket, and then I've used glossy accents here just to highlight an island jewel, it says. And then underneath there is a little book, a couple of stamps on here, and inside there's a journaling spot tag, very plain, just out of the Paper Mania paper that I bought, on a belly band, just with a little label stuck on there. And then I just inked some paper. There's a few sheets of paper in here. Very simple. And then just attach that with some twine into the book. And then there's just a photo mat to go with that that's quite plain. Underneath, the backing paper was yellow, and I've cut some of the flowers out from the paper and stuck them down so that everything else fits in over the top of them. Next page, really, really bright. I used a paper bag on this page, just a small one. I cut it down, so let's take the tags out and then I can show you. I folded the bottom over so that I've got a pocket, and that tag sits in there. It's just very simple. A couple of leaves cut out from the paper and a journaling spot, and then there's one that fits inside, again using one of the cards, and room for journaling, and then there's one at the top that fits in behind here. Again, that's the photo mat with room for journaling on the back, and these tab tops came from the tags collection that came with the paper. And here's the paper bag. So I've covered, well, I've cut it and cut it down and cut the edges here, and then I've covered the edges. I should stick that one down actually, with the green paper, and then just put some of the really bright floral paper over the bottom there, and then just one of the strips from the paper at the bottom, and up here one of the labels. So that says my Travelogue. Let's just slot these all back in. I decided I'd make an envelope, so I've covered it with blue paper. The envelope is 1.5 inches smaller than the size or the width of the pages, and just kept it really, really simple. So blue paper, fishy paper. This is cut out of the Tiny Tabs and Tags die, the alterations die, and just used a brad there to attach it before I stuck the envelope together. This is one of the tags from the collection, and then a cutout from the paper. And then inside it's quite simple. I've just put a strip of paper there on the inside of the envelope, but I haven't put anything inside it yet. So it just fastens up like that. And then on the back I've cut the whole, if you can see that, of the lady and the beach sign out, and just stuck that on the back. I really like that. Next page I've gone really peachy and built it up. There is a pocket down here that's cut out from the paper. That's 1 inch shorter than the width of the page. Cut lots of the flowers out, put them over the top, and stuck one of the keys on that came with the tag collection. There's a little tag here just for journaling, and another one here with one of the tags from the collection attached to it as well, and a photo mat. Left that one completely plain with the peachy paper, and then there's a pocket here stuck over the backing paper, and inside that is one of the styled labels and one of the tags from the tag collection, and then there's just room for 2 photos in there, or a photo and journaling, whichever you want to do. And then that just slides back in there. That one goes in there. Tab to lift it over. It's getting a bit bulky. I can't drop it down because the doorknob stops it from sitting flat. So, okay, what have we got on the last page? Covered the page in blue paper. So if I take the photo mat out, you can see what I've done. I've cut the fish out of the paper and then one of the borders. I stuck a border top and bottom. Put the last of the tabs on, turning tabs. Shortened the Tropical Travelogue. It was a note, I think a note, or a tag anyway, from the paper, and just pop that under there, and also one of the tags. Photo mat's quite simple. It's got fish on, and then on the back just room for a photo. And then here I've cut one of the fish out, it's that one, and popped it onto this flap, and again there's a magnet under there that holds that shut. And then at the top I've put a belly band and a couple of tags underneath, one label I should say, and one card. Again, I've just kept those quite simple, but simple enough to write on, and room for journaling as well. And then I just made a pocket by cutting an oblong and then folding the corner over and sticking that down at the bottom 2 sides. And then the back cover I've kept very much like the front cover. 2 cards that I've cut out, stuck together. These weren't actually next to each other on the sheet, so I've stuck them together, stuck them down, and then the last of the photo mats I've kept quite simple and just used the paper to cover the back there. And then use the same paper, if you can see, front and back, to cover the insides of the binder. And then it's just completely plain on the back. And that's it, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough. If you've got any questions, just send me a mail. I'll be happy to answer them. Unfortunately, I won't be doing a Let's Make on this. It's far too complicated. It's taken me forever to make, and there are other things that I've got to get on and do. But if you've got any questions about how I've put the pages together, then please give me a shout and I'll be happy to answer them. So thanks very much for watching, and if you have a go at making one of these, have great fun.